An absolute monster of a storm. Super Typhoon Nando, also known as Ragasa, is nearing the Philippines, expected to pass over the Batanes Islands and just offshore of northern Cagayan as we go ahead through our Sunday night and into Monday morning. I'm meteorologist Robert Spett. I always do my best to keep you posted and updated on the tropics out here. No hype, but giving you the latest information. And I often say no hype, but when you see me getting serious, that is really when you know that I'm being authentic here. I try not to hype up these storms when I think they're not going to have a big impact. But this storm, definitely a powerful super typhoon as it approaches these islands here, and it has a fairly big girth with it. And what I mean by that is you see off towards the north, we have those bands wrapping around. They're going to impact the coast of Taiwan. You're going to be looking at inflow even coming in across parts of Mindoro over towards Manila. And then, of course, closer to the storm center, you have those more direct impacts as this starts to near landfall. Meanwhile, we also have Naugori, by the way, which is located just towards the east of the Ogasawara Islands. I'm not terribly concerned about this storm system having any direct impact on Japan. It is expected to make a right-hand turn here over the next 48 hours, but we did have a two Cat 4s at the same time out here, which is pretty rare. Actually, the first time in 10 years we have seen that in the Western Pacific Basin. Actually, I'm surprised it didn't go back further. Just shows how many storms can become so potent out here. And this latest one is a key example of that, with the Philippine Sea effect quickly intensifying here with Nando. And you can see here with Pagasa showing that 8 a.m. That's Monday morning, just off the northeast coastline of Cagayan there, right near Santa Ana, passing just south of Basco there in the Batanes Islands, just around midday. And then by 8 p.m. off of the northern coastline of Ilocos Norte. Now, as we go ahead into Wednesday, this is also going to be approaching Hong Kong and potentially could put the right front quadrant right near the island there and across Guangdong province. Latest forecast tracks it just towards the south of Hong Kong, but still very, very much too close for comfort. Back to the Philippines, so heavy rainfall warnings are in place. According to Pagasa here, from Monday into Tuesday, these areas in red, including Cagayan, over 3 Ilocos Norte, parts of Abra, including the Abra River, could be looking at 200 millimeters plus of total precipitation. I think a lot less than that once you get off north into Isabela, 50 to 100 millimeters for northern areas. But southern Isabela might not even see much at all, while the west coast, due to that inflow wrapping it around as far south as La Union, including places like San Fernando, could be looking at 100 to 200 millimeters. I mentioned San Fernando because you remember Kajiki made landfall there and had some pretty serious impacts. So let's take a look at the rapid intensification, which continues to take place. And yeah, this storm went from, in the last 24 hours, of 55 knots all the way up to now teetering at 140 knots inside the inner core of it. This is microwave imagery, actually, and we can get a good glimpse at the inner core, that inner eye wall, trying to wrap up. And you see that here in the last few frames. Watch this right there. It tightens up. Absolutely becomes a beast of a cell here. So, yeah, you see that just tighten up right like that. Oof. Monster storm. All right, so how about the closest approach? And take a look at a couple different guidances here with the GFS. See this approaching the Batanes Islands just around, well, I guess Monday morning. That's where to put it, right about here. ECMWF almost spot on, the same area as the GFS, and the icon, that's the German model, pushes a little bit further towards the south. But I think the ECMWF is handling it the best here, not only in the center of circulation, but you can see like this broader band that's trying to develop within it. So this actually could go through an eye wall replacement cycle, and I think this model's picking up on this just having a massive eye within it, and also just those bands pushing around, thus the heavy rainfall in northwestern Luzon. And then you see back towards the north across the east coast of Taiwan, heavy rainfall taking place there as well. The Cordillera Mountains, though, should protect a good portion of the Cagayan Valley from the worst of this storm. While it does protect you, it also is going to increase those rain totals across the western portions of those mountains. And as I mentioned earlier, some of them adding up to to 200 millimeters plus. So definitely a lot of rainfall in the forecast there. So take a look at Ragasa. This is JMA's forecast. That's the Ragasa name, not Nando. Yeah, passing through the Luzon Strait and heading right off there, passing just towards the south of Hong Kong. Let's take a look at our high resolution ECMWF graphics courtesy of Metro Weather's Weatherscape. You can see that circulation pass right over the Batanes Islands. Yeah, off of shore of northern Cagayan, though the other islands out here, you're going to be kind of in that left front quadrant. It's not the dirty side of the storm. That will be for Taiwan, but still broad girth here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get some good, solid tropical storm strength winds across parts of, like, Ikani Surf Resort. I know you guys are watching. You follow this channel. I think you're going to be looking at typhoon strengths as well as places like Apari and into Santa Ana, basically along the northern coast, out towards the wind mills, I should say, there in Ilocos Norte. Yeah, those are going to be tested. Hopefully they're prepped up ahead of this storm system. Take a look at the broader view, though. We have all that inflow down towards the south. This is why I still anticipate some heavy rainfall across parts of Mindoro, even over towards the NCR, as this pushes on by. And then look at this back towards the east, another potential low developing. I'm not talking much about this, but it is there. Already got a lot of people asking me about it, and yeah, that could be yet another storm. Let's get through the one we currently have first, but I'm keeping an eye on that as well in the next 5 to 7 days. All right, here's a look at the rainfall accumulation for the Philippines, and yeah, you can see here, look at that, up and down the west coast, 100 to 300 millimeters plus in spots. Meanwhile, in the Taiwan, we could see upwards of 300 to 500 millimeters, in parts of the mountains here could near 1,000 millimeters. Just see that persistent inflow slamming into the mountains. The west coast not going to see much at all of Taiwan, by the way. Not going to see really much any rainfall. Just mountains act as a wall. Just squeeze every bit out of it. Waves near the core of the storm, 6 to 13 meters. It's a big spread because there's going to be waves in there that are up to 13 meters high. Absolutely stunning. Anyways, hey, if you have any questions or anything like that, I would love to hear from you. I really always appreciate y'all supporting the channel, and yeah, I'm going to do my best to continue to keep you posted on this storm system. I got another update coming up in about 12-ish hours, maybe less than that, from posting this. So it'll be here on your Sunday evening as we start to watch Super Typhoon now. Nando, also known as Ragasa, nearing the northeast coastline of the Philippines and the Philippine Islands here in the Luzon Strait. As always, thanks for watching, and of course, number one thing is, please, friends, stay safe out there. Make sure you check in with your local agencies. Know your zone. Know where you need to evacuate if you need to evacuate. And yeah, as always, thanks for your support, but I want to make sure everybody stays safe out there.